Right, you're welcome back to Open Square. Open Square is a production by Daria Media with the support of Channels Television and the MacArthur Foundation, and also RadioNow 95.3. My name is Camry. Now, just before the break there, we were talking about constituents engaging their legislators. Before we move on to the next part, let's just sign off on this by asking the very critical question. Let's start with Honorable Yunus Abubakar. How then can constituents hold their non-responsive legislators accountable?
Well, number one, the system has to provide in such a way that we avoid things that will lead to problem. Not when the problem occurs, we tend to provide solutions. In the first place, the electorate, do they know who they are sending as their representative? Does he have the capacity, the capability, the mental faculty? Is he apt? That is number one, because if he's equal to the task, when you come looking for him, you will find him. But if you have saddled him with a responsibility that he cannot, if he meets you, you tell him more that he cannot comprehend. So
okay, Honorable, let's assume they've made the choice which is not up to par, and they now have a person who is not responsive.
Very good.
What do they do?
Good. When they have somebody who is not responsive, they have tried all the means. They have the constitutional process of recall. They can mobilize, use the civil liberty organization, look whatever the pressure group to see that they campaign against him. That is one. Two, they can come to the media and say it all sort. But like I said before that is the last resort they will take. We have our aides, we have our offices, our numbers. If I change number a million times, there must be somebody I'm communicating. I have my wife. Go through my wife. You elected me. I'm your servant. But then the issue now is, how do I got elected in the first place? Did I come with money? Give you money, you elected me? Then the psychologist can say probably he bought your vote. So he has paid you. What business do you have? But he is a product of, you said, look, Mr. Man, Ishaku, you are the best. Don't give us kobo. I saw a constituency in Bauchi that people collect money from one aspirant and fund another aspirant. So when that aspirant eventually won, they own him. Do we own the member? So these are the things we have to ask ourselves. And for instance, we have to segregate. I still emphasize, like the person that mentioned Gombe, this from Abuja, you are talking of Gombe State University. I don't have right to legislate. It is an exclusive legislative list. A federal lawmaker has no business with anything with the state. I cannot legislate for Governor Inuaya, for goodness sake. It is the state assembly. But I did FCH, FCE because they are federal in nature. Gombe State lawmakers can do nothing about it. So it is our duty. So you can see, in amongst that, I want Gombe State University to go where they are. The only thing I can do is to lobby, to go and probably do Dubale for Governor Inuaya to do that, if he has the money. But where I have the right, I legislate. So what I'm saying, come to the issue, your legislators can never be indispensable.
Inaccessible. Yes.
I mean, inaccessible, except if you want him to be. Find his aid. There must be people he's relating with. Report him to traditional rulers. They can summon him. Use all other avenues. I mean, you can try diplomacy. Don't just abuse him. And then, when you are looking for him, are you looking for him because you have given him a wedding card? Or because you have put to bed? That is the issue. Otherwise, we have the emirs, we have the chiefs, we have the district head, we have the ward head. He must belong to a village. So go through all those means, they can talk to him. So to me, I don't believe, if not because of indolence and laziness, that somebody can say their lawmaker is, after all, he came, he conversed before, and you vote him. Oh, okay. Is this a product of somebody imposing, you are waiting for the governor, or waye akaturo daga sama, so that we can do him?
Okay.
Or it is a product of your own exercise.
Okay, Honorable Abubakar, thank you so much for that. I also think, civil society organizations could bear in on that as we go along. Right now, let's look to the aspect of, again, how much of the people's wishes are contained in lawmaking for a legislator. How much of the wishes of the people, when you go to meet with your constituents, how does that play into the way you vote? For example, we've just had the clause-by-clause consideration of the amendments of the 1999 Constitution. An issue of contention were the gender-related bills, where we saw none of them pass. So I'm going to put that to both of you now. Let me start with Honorable Lowry. For example, women representation in parliaments. There was the bill looking to set aside some seats for women in parliament. That was stepped down with some other considerations as well. What are your thoughts on that? And now that I have you on the spot, did you vote in favor of the gender-sensitive bills or not?
Thank you very much. On the issue of the constitutional amendment that has to do with the gender, I don't think there was much work done. Definitely not much work has been done in terms of lobbying in respect of these bills. I will tell you, in my constituency, there is no any difference of issue of gender. We have produced a woman councillor, a woman chairman, a woman House of Assembly,
A woman senator.
a woman House of Reps. I just took over from a woman House of Reps, a woman senator. So we don't have that issue in my constituency. My constituency is very well politically advanced.
So you voted in favor of?
In favor of?
Yes, the special consideration of seats. Did you vote in favor of that?
No.
In respect of additional seats?
Special seats set aside for women,
No.
to be specific.
No.
What informed the way you voted?
Yes, because I'm representing a constituency. I don't have that issue in my constituency. We have to sit down and break down what we are doing and understand it first. If you are saying you are given additional seats, this is an elective position, and people are elected to come in. And you now say you are given additional seat. What are the modalities? How are you going to select them? Why are you going to disenfranchise another constituency? Because obviously, whoever you take, you are giving another constituency an additional person.
Okay.
That means you are disenfranchising my constituency. How are you sure that somebody will not just go and pick his sister, his girlfriend, his mother, anybody, because he has opportunity and just post in there?
Okay, Honorable Lowry, we'll come back to that.
Let me finish.
Yes.
You understand? So we have to look at this before we reach that. It is not just a matter of we just give additional seat. We have to understand that the other ones that has to do with appointments, yes, we go for it fully. But unfortunately, it failed, most especially in the Senate. But in the reps, we did pass them. And why? Because, yes, in terms of appointment, they deserve it. Yes, they will come in and bring in their expertise. But in terms of election, in my constituencies, our women don't suffer complexities.
They have the same opportunities
They
as
have
men.
the same opportunity as the men.
Okay, let me come to Honorable Abubakar now. The issue, because he's made the difference, which is very important for our viewer now. He's made the difference, Honorable Lowry has just made the difference between elected positions and appointed positions. He says elections, let it be a level playing field. Appointments, he says, yes, he doesn't mind, let's set aside certain seats for the women. That's his submission. Now, the issue of appointment to political party, this is key because we've seen this play out and we have some congresses coming up thanks to the new INEC timetable. What's your position on that? Should there be a law mandating political parties to have certain seats for women in their party structure? Now, these are appointments.
Yeah, well, yes. But generally, in the issue of this gender, we have about 4 scenarios that concerns gender in the recent amendment that we did. Well, thank God, I don't know whether it's just paraventure or by coincidence. I allow he is representing Adamawa State in the constitutional review because each state have one. And I happen to be representing Gombe State. So we are both in even at the committee level, we are members of the special constituents. I think you've asked the question to the right person. Now, the issue of this special seat, which is 101 at the national level,
yes,
and then some order at the state level, we look at cost implication. We look at the dwindling economic resources. We look at the exposure of the Nigerians. So this what actually prompted our voting pattern. He did mention that much has not been done. No, rather I will say much appreciation and apprehension and comprehension of the problem to do with this special seat has not been done. The civil liberty organization have done on radio this and that, but they have not reached the lawmakers. If they have reached the lawmakers, had the lawmakers understand? And then the women's attitude, I can say it without fear of being contradicted, that you show that dominancy, what a man can do, a woman can do even better. Then I won election. Go and won election. In Gombe here, we have sent female legislators. In the 8th Assembly, we have Binta Bello, who has been elected twice, and she even became the deputy minority whip. She is a lady. We have Aisha Duku, who was elected from 2015 till today. She has been re-elected. So we have a level playing ground. It's only for the women that are not out for grab. We don't want to give you a platter of gold like this, because when you don't work for it, what you don't earn it, you won't value it. Okay. So that is one. Then next, the issue of 35%, yes, in the party structure. The politician we are
affirmative action, yes,
we are doing in Nigeria. The women, how have you comprehended? If you have a massive number, for goodness sake, I can tell you that in the ratio is 6 to 4 or 2 to 3. Women, you are 60% more than us. Men are only 40%. Why is it that if men are the men you have been sending, you cast our vote? Why can't you collect your vote, even in the party structure for primary? Why wouldn't you go and vote for your fellow woman? So if they've understood the system, they will have used it to their advantage. If you understand the system we are operating, I'm telling you, no man will be voted, because you are in number. But have you coordinated yourself? You are exhibited a crap mentality. Pull him down, pull your colleagues. That is the reason why we are taking undue advantage of that. Put yourself together. No any male can win election within the Nigerian context. So you don't have to be begging for 35%. You can get 100%.
Interesting.
So this is the issue.
Okay. Let's just hear from a couple of women in the audience regarding what's going on. Because first of all, the legislators have said not enough lobbying was done regarding the gender-sensitive bills. And they're saying, look, in their areas, it's a fair advantage, it's a level playing field. So let's hear from, okay, if you will, please. Let's hear from the audience, the constituents. Once again, please reintroduce yourself, constituency, and go ahead.
Thank you once again. I'm Fatima Sani Akubu by name. In terms of women, we were trying in Gombe, but our issue here is that none of men can, they will not agree for this thing, for the voters to vote female in Gombe State, more especially people with disability, like me. Now, if I come out for something, they will start saying, how can she going to do for us? Well, what I have in my mind, wallahi tallahi, if they can give me chance, Naran say that Allah, when they say, people say, if I can go out for something, wallahi tallahi, I don't think that any legislator in this Gombe State can say anything. I can make sure I make something in Gombe on the ground that everybody will talk about me and see what I did on the ground.
Okay, let's hear from another woman. Madam, you will. So can you please respond to what they said? Not enough lobbying was done, and it's a level playing field in their areas. And tell about your area. Please go ahead.
If you should come and help me, please. I'm a bit
Okay, while that's going on, let's cut quickly to Taraba. Let's hear from the lady in Taraba. We'll come back to you, madam, in a second. Let's go to Taraba, Jalingo. There's a woman who wants to respond to the question. Again, legislators say not enough lobbying was done, and the two legislators here have said in our area it's a level playing field. So Jalingo, let's hear from Jalingo, a woman in Jalingo. How do you respond to that?
Okay. My name is Blessing Harry. I want to talk about the gender equal. Really, we need more ladies, more women to come out, to become legislative, to become governors, to become presidents in our Nigeria. Because really, when women are out to become those, to have those strong positions, really, great response will be out, because when women make laws, the laws stand. And I want to urge us as women in Nigeria to come out for these positions.
Okay.
Senators,
all right, thank you. Thank you, Jalingo. Thank you, Jalingo.
For even the
right, let's come back to the constituents in the studio here. Introduce yourself, please, madam.
Hello. I'm Joy Almodenyalas from Numan, Lamu Radiumsa constituents. My contribution here is what my reps have said is true. We have been given a true play level ground. Do
you agree that not enough lobbying was done before the bill came to the Constitution?
Yes, everything was really okay, and it's still okay. But what I find out is the norms, the values, the traditions surrounding what a woman is, that really hinder us as women to go out for any political position, because as the man from Gombe has said, truly we are more than the men. And another thing, as he said, the syndrome of pulling her down is another thing that is working against us. But my question here, when I come up, my question is this. I don't know, as the two reps have said, they have offices, they have where they meet with their electorate, but I don't know if they have taken their time to enlighten the electorates that they are at the National House of Assembly to enact laws, not to come and give them, or to empower them, bring things for them, because if they have the opportunity to sit down with the electorates to deliberate on certain things, I think it is also a ground for them to really tell the electorate that we are not there to bring anything, so-called, or anything for him. We are there to make laws that will impact. I don't know if they have any other channel apart from the normal things they're telling us, the what's up, the what's down, and what have you. We want something that if it comes personally, talking to them personally, it may make a little impact more than coming later to give them some things. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, I just want to also inform our other viewers that we are being joined by an audience in Maiduguri, but due to some technical challenges, it's difficult to connect to them. So I'm also using this opportunity to call on our viewers in Maiduguri. Please, the numbers scrolling at the bottom of your screen, send in your questions, send in your observations, send in your comments, and be a part of it, okay? This is the beauty of technology, is that the problem with one, we can do with something else. So Maiduguri, please join us in that regard. Let me quickly take some messages that have come in on WhatsApp. Raymond Johanna Paudo from Biliri says, if drilling boreholes are not meant for the lawmakers, please tell us what projects are meant for you. That's a very clear question. And Babagana from Borno Central says, every year we see Appropriation Act amendment zonal intervention projects amounting to hundreds of millions, year in and year out, but you can never verify them. No one will tell you any project sites, even their so-called assistances. Okay, I think very quickly, because we have very, very little time, so we need to keep our responses as brief as possible. I think we need to touch on the constituency projects, because it's been brought up a couple of times. Whose responsibility is it to execute projects in the country, and How come our legislators are doing it if it's not their responsibility? If it is their responsibility, please explain to us how that comes about. Honorable Walker, very briefly.
As a quick one, it is the responsibility of the executive arm of government to execute all projects. Legislators don't execute. Now, I was trying to explain the ZIP, the Zonal Intervention Project, out is come that people are calling constituency project. If you want to know, it is 100 billion on a yearly basis. And until last year, it was never implemented 100%. It used to be the highest was 75% in the 8th Assembly. In the 7th Assembly was 50%. So if you are talking, you have an envelope of 100 billion, it's only 50 billion. So the amount will not go. And let me put it here without fear of contradiction. A legislator, senator, House of Representatives, if you see him executing contract, that can only be possible with the possible connivance of the head of the MDA where the project is domiciled. So the big chief there is the head of the MDA, not the legislator.
Okay, Honorable Lowry, very quickly, we just have 1 minute.
Yes, thank you very much. I thank my colleague, and I want to say this. Constituency project is not constituency, it's called zonal intervention. Why do we have zonal intervention? We are in a federation, we are in a federal government. The federal government may not know Numan or Lamude or Diamsam, my constituency. They may not have any project there by the money they have in the budget. And that is why a little token is made an envelope and said, okay, please, can you give us something that we can go and do there? And that is why we come to the people. I have my town hall meeting, I collect the ideas, and I say, okay, this is what I want. Please, I push it there. So that at least the presence of the federal government will be felt in my constituency. Because you can finish your 4 years there without federal government reaching your constituency. That's the only way the federal government will reach your constituency, through those zonal intervention projects. So, and it is not for the legislator to execute them. There is a
okay,
budget,
Honorable Lowry, because of time, we need to end it there, Honorable. Sorry about this. Because of time, we're way behind at this point. But we need to take a very quick break. Now, when we come back, we'll be wrapping up the program. Thank you so much for staying with us so far. We'll be right back. Stay with us.